It's February, that time of year when the internet loses its collective shit over The Walking Dead mid-season premiere. You know, that exciting return that's always followed by 6 episodes of aimlessly wandering around Georgia. But hey, with post-apocalyptic horror now more popular than ever, we decided to look back at an unproduced gem of the genre, Ridley Scott's I Am Legend. Hey guys, welcome to Rejected Movie Ideas, where we hopelessly try to breathe life back into some of Hollywood's most infamous dead film projects. One such project, the 1997 remake of the NRA favorite, The Omega Man. Now, most film buffs know that Charlton Heston's The Omega Man and Vincent Price's Last Man on Earth are in reality the exact same movie based on the 1954 horror novel I Am Legend. The novel tells the story of the sole survivor of a cataclysmic virus that kills most people on Earth and mutates the survivors into vampire-like monsters. The story was most recently told in the 2007 Will Smith movie of the same name. What most people don't know, however, is of the ill-fated attempt by sci-fi darling Ridley Scott to direct his own version of this dystopian future. A future where Earth's sole survivor was none other than Arnold Schwarzenegger. Now, as humorous as it is to imagine a mid-90s Arnie in the peak of his acting prowess to run around a vampire-infested future shouting unintelligibly and punching anything that moves, the script that screenwriter John Logan delivered was actually really good. It was a dark and grim version of the story that actually had the character forming a strong bond with one of these so-called monsters. And it made the best use of Arnold's famous acting abilities by shutting him up for about 75% of the film. You see, the problem with being the last man on Earth is that you really don't have anyone to talk to, which can be a problem for a story in an audio-visual medium. If you remember the 2007 version of this movie, you'll know that Will Smith spends a good amount of time talking to his dog. Now, this is what a pretentious film student like me would call an audience surrogate, a character whose only purpose is to have the plot explained to him throughout the movie. Now, this doesn't mean you can't tell this kind of story without the main character having someone to talk to, but it will most likely make the film a bit more, artsy-fartsy than your average Schwarzenegger fare. Think more Leo in The Revenant than Tom Hanks in Castaway. The only question was, did Warner Brothers truly believe that Arnie could turn in the subtle yet effective performance that this mostly dialogueless film needed to succeed? The answer for the studio came later that year when the former bodybuilder delivered one of his most painful performances ever, chewing up every single piece of neon-lighted scenery he could find on the franchise-killing turd that was Batman and Robin. A critical and commercial flop, the fourth Batman film will one day be remembered as something akin to the Black Plague or World War II. This film not only single-handedly ended Warner Brothers' most lucrative franchise at the time, but it also stalled many projects for anyone involved in the eye-gougingly bad movie. This included Schwarzenegger's plan to star in the much more somber I Am Legend. That, plus the fact that Ridley was coming hot off the heels of some of his most unremarkable movies to date, made the studio very skeptical that the Scott-Schwarzenegger duo could deliver a hit that would recover the cost of producing such an expensive sci-fi horror film. In an interview with Empire magazine, Ridley Scott warmly remembers Warner Brothers' decision. I Am Legend was only brought down because the budget was too high at the time. It was a mere $106 million, which to me now seems like a medium-sized film, but it was shot down because I said I couldn't reduce it any further. So I crossed the street and made Gladiator instead. It was a good move. Yeah, it was. It would take 10 years and several more rewrites before Warner Brothers felt confident enough to make the film again, which it eventually did in the 2007 Will Smith version. Smith, of course, is an actor who has proven to studios time and time again that he can exceed box office expectations, especially when it comes to big-budget genre films. That is, unless he forces his son down audiences' throats and makes everyone watch an unintelligible movie about... God, I honestly can't even remember what After Earth was about. What do you guys think? Do you think a Schwarzenegger version of I Am Legend would be better than the Will Smith one? Or do you think we have enough Schwarzenegger movies from the 90s to tide us over for, ever? Let us know in the comments below, and subscribe to the channel for weekly Rejected Movie Ideas. And if you like me, follow me on Twitter at James A. Janice, or subscribe to me on YouTube at Practical Folks. Thanks a lot, guys. Be good people.